On today's tutorial, we are going to be making this fabulous cardigan. As you can see, it has this beautiful like peep show down the back, which really pops. It just gives a whole new look to any cardigan that you want to create. I just really, truly love this. Turn back around.
It has pockets.
It has pockets. You can wear it with a dress. You can wear it with jeans, shorts, whatever. This is going to be something that is going to be great for summer, winter, fall, all year long, because you know those cool summer nights along the beach. This would be perfect for you. You can make this with any type of yarn. You can even add a hoodie. I just did a simple cardigan with pockets. We added buttons just because it gives it a nice little flare. And there we go. And that is what we're going to be making today. To do the granny square, I am using a 4 mm crochet hook. There's two ways that I did this. I'm only going to show you the one way. I did this colorway where I started off with my white and then I went into my variegated and then back into my white, and then I did it this way where I started off with my variegated, went into the white, and then back out into the variegated. So these are the two ways that you can do it. Of course, if you choose, you can just do a solid square. You don't have to do the two colors. I just thought that would look so pretty with them connected like that, and to give you something different and to really, like, you know, pop and catch your eye. So my colors that I am using, this is Stitch Studio by Nicole, Storybook Lullaby. It says a light 3. You can use Karen Simply Soft because they no longer have this. I just had a bunch of it and wanted to use it up. So that is why I am using this today. I am also using this one. I am so sorry. I do not have the band. This is a Hobby Lobby yarn. It's, I love this yarn. I want to say print. If I can find the name of it, it will be linked in the description box below for you. So I will do that. I'll go on the website and look for the name of it. But this is the one that I'm using. I had this in my stash and I just thought, oh my goodness, this would be so pretty. So this and the cream or the white I'm using for the granny square. So let me get my yarn ready and we will begin. Okay, so you're going to take your first color. I chose my variegated, and you're going to make a magic ring. You don't have to do the magic ring. You can do the chain of 4 and do it that way. But I like the magic ring. So I did my magic ring and I chained up 3. This chain 3 will count as your first double crochet. You're going to put 15 more double crochet into that center. Okay, I did my 15 double crochet. Gonna slip stitch into the top of that chain 3 space, and then you are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then one more. That's going to be your double crochet and your chain 1. Now to that next stitch, you're going to double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet in the next stitch. So that's what you're going to do all the way around. Going to chain 1 and double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet. So chain 1 into the next stitch, again double crochet. I will meet you back here when I am done. Now I'm at my last stitch. I just did my last double crochet. I'm going to chain 1 and then slip stitch into that top of that chain 3. Okay, and then you'll have 16 double crochets and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 15. I think 15 to 16 chain 1 spaces, but you'll have your chain 1 spaces in between. Alright, so at this point we're going to be changing into our secondary color. Again, you do not have to. You can make this a solid square, but we are going to be doing 2 colors. So let me get that ready. Okay, I got my next color and I'm going to attach it and chain 3. Now, that counts as your first double crochet. You're going to put 2 double crochets in each chain space and then 1 double crochet in your double crochet. So in that chain space, 2 double crochets, and then into that double crochet, 1 double crochet. I'm going to complete this and I'll meet you back at my chain 3. Okay, I am done with that round. I slip stitch into the top of my chain 3 and then I chained 3. You're going to add 2 more chains to that so you get a total of 5 chains. Now you're going to skip 2 stitches and you're going to single crochet into that that 3rd stitch, chain 2. You're going to skip 2 stitches, single crochet into that 3rd stitch, chain 3. Going again, skip 2, single crochet into that 3rd stitch, chain 2, skip 2, single crochet into that 3rd stitch, chain 5, 1, 2, skip 2 and single crochet into that 3rd stitch. And that is like your first little corner area. Well, not corner, but all right, we're going to do this again. So we just chained 5. Now we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. I'm going to skip the next 2 stitches into that 3rd stitch, single crochet. Now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip 2 stitches into that 3rd stitch, single crochet, chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and be careful not to count the one that you single crocheted into as a stitch. So the one beside it, skip, single crochet into that 3rd stitch, and chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, don't mistake that as a stitch. Go beside it. So 1, 2, into that 3rd one, single crochet. So now we did our 5, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, and 5. So I'll continue this the whole way around with you, so that way you don't get, hopefully you don't get lost. So now we just did our chain 5. Now it's back to our chain 2. So 1, 2, skip the next 2 stitches into that 3rd stitch, single crochet, chain 3, skip 2 stitches into that 3rd one, single crochet, chain 2, skip the next 2 stitches into that 3rd one, single crochet, chain 5. Skip the next 2 stitches to that 3rd one, single crochet. This will be our last little section. So we just did our chain 5, so now we're back to chain 2. Skip the next 2 stitches into that 3rd one, single crochet, chain 3, skip 2, single crochet in that 3rd one, chain 2, skip 2, single crochet into that 3rd one. Hold on. Okay, so right here at the bottom, you're going to slip stitch, and then you're going to slip stitch until the middle again, and then chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. So you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 chain 5 spaces, and that is going to be your corner. Let me fix this camera for you. Alrighty, so each corner is going to have a total of 10 stitches. You'll have 5, a chain 3, and then 5 double crochet. So this first chain 3, remember, it will count as a double crochet. So you're going to put 4 more. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, chain 3, and then 5 double crochet in that same chain 5 spot. Let me pull some yarn out. Give me 1 second. Alrighty, oops. So into this chain 2 spot, you're going to single crochet in the middle. So 1 single crochet. Now we're in that chain 3 spot. You're going to put 5 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Into that chain 2 spot, 1 single crochet in the middle. Now we're back at our chain 5 corner, so you're going to double crochet 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 3, and then double crochet 5 again. Now we're back at that chain 2, 1 single crochet, a chain 3 spot, 5 double crochets, chain 2 spot, 1 single crochet, chain 5 spot, 5 double crochet, chain 3, and 5 more double crochet in that same chain 5 spot. Alrighty, back at that chain 2 spot, going to single crochet. Now I'm going to finish this up. Remember, chain 2 spots, 1 single crochet, chain 3 spots, 5 double crochet, and then the 5 double crochet, the chain 5 area is 5 double crochet, chain 3, and 5 double crochet. That makes up your corner. I'll finish this all the way around and I will meet you back at this area. Okay, we're going to slip stitch at the top of that chain 3. And now we're going to cut our yarn. Again, if you're making this solid, then you'll just forget about this part. Now we are going to get our first color. Let me get that real quick. Alrighty, so now into this chain 3 corner, you're going to attach your yarn, chain 3, and into that same corner, put 1 single crochet. So we chain 3 and did 1 single crochet. That's going to be our first little area, chain space. Now you're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into that right there, you see that's where we put our single crochet into that chain 2. You're going to put 1 double crochet. Chain 3 into the count 1, 2 into that third double crochet, that middle double crochet. You'll have 2 and 2 on each side, and then you'll have your middle double crochet. You're going to put 1 single crochet. Chain 3, and then back into that I'm so sorry, I hope you can hear me. I have no clue what somebody's doing out there. So anyway, into that chain 2 space, remember we put that single crochet. You're going to put 1 double crochet, and then chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're back at our corner. You're going to put a single crochet, chain 3, and 1 single crochet in that same chain 3 area. So you have single crochet, chain 3, and a single crochet. Now chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One double crochet into that single crochet that's in that chain 2 space. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Into that middle stitch, you'll have 2 of your double crochets on each side. In that middle stitch, you'll put 1 single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. So we chain 3 into that single crochet that's in that chain 2 space. We're going to put 1 double crochet and chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in every corner, you'll have a single crochet, a chain 3, and a single crochet. Then you'll chain 5, have a double crochet in that single crochet, chain 3, your middle stitch, a single crochet, a chain 3, double crochet into that single crochet, and chain 5. So now we're back at that corner. Put 1 single crochet, chain 3, 1 single crochet. I'll finish this up with you so that way you don't get confused. So we'll chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Prepare for a double crochet. Into that single crochet in our chain 2 space, we will put a double crochet. And chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Into that middle stitch, remember you'll have 2 on each side. That middle stitch, you'll put 1 single crochet. Now chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. A double crochet into that single crochet that's in our chain 2 space. And now chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Our last corner, a single crochet, chain 3, and a single crochet. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Put 1 double crochet in that single crochet in the chain 2 space. Chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Our middle stitch, 1 single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Into that single crochet in our chain 2 space, we'll put 1 double crochet. And now chain 5. Going to slip stitch into that single crochet, or where we, and now slip stitch into that middle of that chain 3, and now chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And there we created our chain spaces to finish off our square. So we chain 3 into the same chain 3 space, you're going to put 2 more double crochet, and that will give you a total of 3 because our chain 3 counts as a stitch. Chain 2 and put 3 more double crochet into that same chain 3 spot. So you'll have a total of 6 double crochets and a chain 2. In our chain 5 space, you're going to put 5 double crochet. Oops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Our chain 3, you're going to put 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. And the same thing into the second chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Into that chain 5, you're going to skip this double crochet. Into that chain 5 space, you're going to put 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're back in our little corner. 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2. And then 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to repeat this till we get the whole way around. So in every space that's a chain 5, you'll put 5 double crochets. In your chain 3 spaces, 3 double crochets. You will skip your double crochet and your single crochets. You're just going to go into the spaces. So 5, 3, 3, 5. Into the corner, it will always be 3 double crochet, chain 2, and then 3 double crochet. So I'm going to repeat this the whole way around, and I will meet you back at the beginning. Alrighty, and we are done. This is what your square should look like, unless you did reverse colors. Then it would look like something like this. Or if you did solid, then, you know, it would be solid. You will have to make, depending on the size of your sweater, I have 3 going down my back, and then I have my 2 pockets. So that is a total of 5. So you will make a total of 5 or more, depending again on the size of your sweater. But for my sweater, I have 5. I did do the pocket the same. So if you want, you know, reversible pockets, well, not reversible, but 2-tone color pockets, then, you know, you can do mix and match like that. But if you want it the same like I did, then that's what I did. I did 2 of the pockets of the same, and then down the middle of my back, I have one, I have the center different, and then I have another one of this kind of the other side. So it gives you, like, you know, a different look and makes it pop just a little bit more. So it all depends on your taste, on how you want to make your square. So there you go. That is how we do the granny square. So let's finish putting this sweater together. Okay, so for the actual sleeve parts of our cardigan, this part right here, I am using Echo Brights by Loops and Threads. It's 255 yards, and I am using the dark pink. Now, for one, let me see if I can zoom out and you can see this a little bit better. So for one whole side, I did 19 rows, and I used 1.5 or a little bit over a half of a skein for my 19 rows. So let me move this out the way and we'll get started. Okay, for the cardigan part, I am using a size J hook, a 6mm, and like I said in the beginning of the video, you'll definitely have to know how to crochet. I don't know how to teach, how to do each of the stitches. So you can start with a chain 4 and make it a loop that way, or you can just do a magic loop. So I like to do a magic loop, so that's what I'm going to do. There are plenty of tutorials on how to do the magic loop. I wish I could be like one of those people like, oh, you do it this way, and I'm so sorry I can't. So now you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Put 2 double crochets, so this chain 3 will count as a double crochet. So put 2 more double crochets, 1 and 2, and now you're going to chain 2, 1, 2. Put 3 double crochets into that same magic loop, and chain 2, 1, 2. Again, 3 more double crochets, and chain 2, 1, 2. Again, 3 more double crochets, and chain 2. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sets of the 3s. You're going to do this until you have 6 sets total. I'll do it with you, but just in case you want to speed through, you want to make sure you have 6 of your double crochet clusters of 3. So again, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2, and this will be our last one. 1, 2, and 3. Now you're going to chain 2. Make sure you have 3 sets of that. 6 sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chain 2. Always end up pulling tightly first. Oh, my finger was in there. And then slip stitching into that top of that chain 3. Okay. So it looks a little wonky now, but if you can tell, we're doing the hexagon cardigan part. I really, really love doing this. It's a simple cardigan. It works up really quickly and it's mindless. You can sit there and watch your TV shows and everything. So now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. So instead of going forward into that same chain 2 spot where we just slip stitched, we're going to go into there and put 2 double crochets. Okay. Now we're going to chain 1 into this chain 2 spot. You're going to put 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. That makes up a corner. So 1, 2, and 3, chain 2, and then 3 double crochets. Now chain 1. We're back at our another corner. So 3 double crochets. Chain 2 and 3 double crochets. Chain 1, another corner, 3 double crochets. chain 2, and 3 double crochets. Chain 1, right here, another corner, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. Chain 1. This will be our last corner. Oh, there's a fuzz. 3 double crochets. Chain 2, and then 3 double crochets. Now we're back at where we started, so we're going to chain 1, and then into that spot we're going to put 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then slip stitch into that top of that, chain 3, and then there you go. So it looks a little wonky. It won't lay down flat, and that's normal. So you're doing it right. It's going to be wonky from this point out. As it grows, it will not lay flat. And you're going to see here. So we're going to chain 3. And that chain 3 will count. Now this is up to you. You can do a chain 3 in here. I mean, you could do 2 double crochets and then continue around, or you can do your full set of stitches in this spot. I usually do the full set of stitches, so I just did my chain 3, I did my 2 double crochets, now I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to go back in there with my 3 double crochets. So that's going to make my corner. And again, you don't have to do it that way. You can just do it the way that we did it. You know, chain 3, put your 2 double crochets, chain 1, and then continue. But I like doing it that way. Okay, so now we are in this chain 1 spot. You're going to put 3 double crochets, just like you would do on like a granny square. You know, in your chain 1 spot, you put the 3 double crochets. That's what you're going to do. Chain 1 in your corner, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then 3 double crochets. Chain 1, there's a chain 1 spot, 3 double crochets, chain 1, and then in that corner, oops, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then 3 double crochets. Okay. Sorry about that. So now I'm going to continue the whole way around. The chain 1 spots, 3 double crochets. In your corners is going to be 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. I'll finish this around, and then I will meet you right back here at the beginning. Okay, so now I'm back at the beginning. I did my last set of 3 double crochets in that chain 1 spot. I'm going to chain 1, and then in the top of that chain 3, I'm going to slip stitch. Now the reason why I like doing the full chain 3, chain 2, and then 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet in that corner is because now my setup is going to be 3 double crochet from here on out. So I could chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then into that chain 1 spot, I'll put my 2 double crochets, chain 1, and then now I'm in my corner. So every time I go around, I'll just have that spot instead of, you know, having to do it this way. And so it's your preference, what you prefer. But I like that. So as you can see, you still can't lay this down, you know, you could do a little bit, but not fully flat. And that is going to be okay. All right. You should have 6 corners, and then as you grow your sleeve, you'll have more of your chain 1 spaces. So I'll do this one more time with you, showing you how to go around, and then you'll need to do as many rows as you need that's going to fit you. Okay, so now into this first corner, 3 double crochet, 1, oops, 2, and 3, chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets, 1, 2, and 3, chain 1. Into that chain 1 spot, you're going to do 3 double crochet, chain 1. Into that second chain 1 spot, 3 double crochet. And like I said, when you're growing your sleeve to your cardigan, you'll have more chain 1 spots. So just like you would in a granny square, you know, you're building that granny square up, you'll have your chain 1 spaces along where you put your 3 double crochets in every corner. You'll do 2 sets of 3 and then your chain 2 in the middle. So we're back at the corner. 3 double crochet, chain 2, and then 3 double crochet. And then chain 1 into that first chain 1 space, 3 double crochet. And that is pretty much it. So what I do is I will clip it. Let me try to get my sweater on my sleeve. Now I already sewed this first one at the top. You can see it's stitched together. But what I would do is I would put little stitch markers, and after I fold it into my L shape, okay, let me zoom out. After I fold it into my L shape, I put little stitch markers at the top, and then I'll slip my arm through and see the fit of it, if it's comfortable enough or if it needs to be a little bit bigger. So now remember, we will be adding, it doesn't have to fit you, you know, perfectly, because we're going to be adding our granny squares or our squares to this, okay? So that's going to be our back panel. So you want it to fit you well enough, but not perfectly. You know, you just want it to fit you nice on your arms. And so you're just going to keep checking it and then go from there to get your size. Now, like I said, I had to do 19 rows of this. So then when I put this on the back, it's going to, you know, cover the front really, really nicely. So, because this is going to be that extra panel in the back of her sweater. So then we'll have, you know, when we do the front rows of this, we'll have an extra front. So keep that in mind. You'll have about 3 inches in the front, maybe 4, depending on what you prefer, of our collar, I guess, of the sweater. And then you have your back panel. So keep that in mind when you're trying this on. You don't want to put, you know, you don't want it to be perfect, because then your back isn't going to be, you know, lined up correctly. So I just did like I said. I put little stitch markers right here, and then I tried it on, and then if it fit my arm comfortably and it went not the full way to the back, but enough to where I could put the square, because you want the square to be in the middle of your back. So you want this to be, you know, lined in the middle of your back, and then your sweater covering the rest of your back on either side. So I hope that makes sense to you, to, you know, how you would go about measuring this on yourself. Just make sure it's a good, comfortable fit on your arm. So I'm going to continue this for 19 rows, and then I will meet you back here. So like I said, remember, every chain one spot, it's going to be 3 double crochets and then chain 1, and then in your corner you're going to have 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. It's a really simple but really pretty trick, and you can do this with any yarn you have on hand. It doesn't have to be, you know, I have a bunch of Echo Brights, so that's why I chose to use this, but you can even do this with bulky. But with doing a bulky, your sizing is going to be different, so also keep that in mind. Alrighty, so I will see you back here when I have my 19 rows. See you in a hoot. Alrighty, I have my 19 rows completed. Now, can see it does not lay flat, so don't be discouraged thinking you did it wrong. As long as you have 6 points, 6 of your corner points, you did it right. So you're going to take, let me see if I have this right, the corners, you're going to put them together, and you're going to lay it out until you have a nice L shape, okay? And then once you have your nice L shape, at the top of here, this right here is the top of your shoulder, okay? So you are going to stitch this closed. Just going to line it all up and get your sewing needle and stitch it closed however you would like. You could do the mattress stitch or whatever stitch is your go-to stitch. Just seam this closed, and then we will you know, sew your little ends into while you're at it, and then we will get back here and attach our squares and then finish the rest of the sweater. Okay, so I just wanted to point out something. If you give yourself a long enough, you know, yarn to use to sew it up, start at the top of your sleeve, okay? And then work your way down across your arm and then the top of your shoulder to your neck area. So that way you still have your long enough strand that you can use as we connect our squares. So that way you can still use that thread to connect this side of the squares going down to your sweater. You don't have to do it that way, but that's just a suggestion, you know, a little thing that you can do. Also, if you wanted to, you can put the squares on first, but I always did it this way. Well, I'm doing it this way. Alrighty, so right here is my last, where I seamed it last, and I put 2 corners together. You can see here's the chain 2. Okay, right there is my chain 2. So you're going to take oops, so sorry. Let me zoom in so you can really see this. Alrighty. Let's get situated. Isn't this the cutest little board ever? I love Cheshire Cat. My husband got this for me at Tuesday morning. Sorry. I just had to show him off. Alrighty, so take your first square. Now, if you did like I did 2 different types, like 2 different sets of the color, then you're going to want to map it out on how you want it to be. Like, I think I only have enough to do 3 squares going down the back. So if you have more, you know, you want to just set it up in how you want it to be. Then you can stitch these together first, but I just want to show you how we're going to get this on. Well, you know what? Let's stitch these together first, and then let's sew them on. So, corner to corners, you're going to stitch that together, go the whole way down the sides, and then you're going to match corners again. And remember again to lay it out how you want it. Now, this is how I want mine to be laid out. Okay, let me zoom out. There we go. That's how I want mine to be laid out. I want the different square to be in the middle and then 2 of the same on the ends. Even though they're all a little bit different because the variegation in the yarn goes differently, but that's going to be cool. So, but that's what we're going to do. So right now, we're going to seam these sides up. So this is one panel, and then we'll attach it to our sweater. So right here, remember, corners to corners, and then go down the side. Just however you want to sew it up, you can sew it up. Like I said, the mattress stitch. You can even crochet it together. However you like to, you know, attach your items together, go with the flow and do it your way. So I'm going to attach just this part right here. We're not going to do anything to the sides yet. Just connect these. And like I said, my sweater is going to have 3. So if your sweater is a little bit longer or bigger, it would need, you know, maybe another square. So there. So let me get to this and I will meet you back here. Alrighty, I have my back panel sewed together. Now you have a right side, and then, well, I have a right side and I have a wrong side because you can see where I did my stitches. So this will be turned inside out, so that way, you know, it's nice. So again, okay, let me move this out the way for you. This was my last stitch, and it was the 2 corners that I put together here at the top. So for me, my end of my tail of my strand ended right there at the top of that corner. So I'm going to use that for the back of my panel. Right here, I have the top of this corner. So I'm going to line them up, chain space to chain space, and then I'm going to start stitching. Okay, now what I do is I go into that back loop, and then I go into the back loop of each one. So back loop, back loop. And then I just go down the whole way, doing this back and forth until I have the panel attached to my one side. So the stitches should line up nicely. And again, you can, you know, attach this however you like. You can crochet attach it, sew it, attach it like I'm doing. Whichever way that you usually attach your pieces. Oops, I got attached to my scissors. Okay, so I'm going to finish attaching this. So I have my panel attached. And then I'll show you on the other side where to attach this. And then we'll finish up our cardigan. So I will see you in a hoot after I get this panel attached. Okay, I attached my panel to my first side of my cardigan. Now we're going to do the same exact thing to the other side. So making sure when you attach, you keep it wrong side with wrong side. Let me get my other side. Also, you want to make sure you have your arm and your shoulder to your neck, you know, the back of your neck part, facing the right direction. Nothing is worse than flip-flopping and sewing it upside down. Okay, so here is where I ended or began. Here's the two corners. So again, you're going to find that back panel corner right there at the top. Here's the chain 2 space. So you're going to attach it. You're going to line up your chain 2 space with your chain 2 space corner of your top of your square. Alrighty, and there it is. And then begin stitching up your second panel side to your second sleeve. Well, not your sleeve, but cardigan side. Again, let me zoom in. I just go, see the stitches? I go into that back loop, and then I go into that other back loop, and then just pull through, and then again, the second stitch, go into that back loop, and then I find the back loop, but however, I'm going to say it again, just because I don't want you to feel like you have to do the same thing that I do. You know, sew it the way that you like to sew up your items. Whatever you do is, you know, the best way for you. I just wanted to show, just in case you did want to do what I do. That's just how I do it. Alright, so again, I'm going to stitch this the whole way down. Now, mine did go to the very, very bottom. Just give it a little stretch to make sure it does. It should. Now, like I said, for me, let me zoom out. I only needed 3. Now, if you really wanted to and you wanted your whole back, you can do another 3 and put 6 total. That's up to you, but we're just doing the 3. And look how pretty that looks already. Oh my goodness. I'm excited. Alrighty, so let me finish stitching up this side, and then we will finish the other little details on the sweater or our cardigan so we can start wearing this puppy. Alrighty, see you back in a hoot. Alrighty, I did both sides of my panels. I attached it to the cardigan, and here it is. Look how cute. So now we are going to start doing the cuffs to our sleeves, and then the trim around the edge of our sweater to the top. Oops. To the top of the sweater. So you can do it in the same color that you made your cardigan in, but I chose to do it in this color. This is Echo Bright's 255 yards, and it's the light pink. So that's going to be my cuff color, and then the trim of my cardigan color. So, alrighty, let's get started on that. So for this part, I did record it. I'm so sorry, but it cut off. You are going to, at the bottom of your sweater, this is the top, this is the very bottom edge of your cardigan. I apologize. You are going with the same hook, size 6, and it could be the main color that you're using for your cardigan, or like I've said in previously that I am using another color, and I chose to use the light pink that's in the Echo Brights. So in every stitch, you're going to put 1 double crochet in all of your stitches, not in your chain spaces. So the 3 stitches that you have from the 3 double crochet clusters, you will put a double crochet in each stitch, skipping that chain 1 space and going to your stitches. Now when you get to your corner, don't do anything there. You're just going to do in your 3 stitches. So I'm right here. I'll finish this up and I will meet you when I'm at my corner. Okay, so this part is dependent on the length that you prefer. I'm only going to do it for 4 rows. So this row will count as my first row. So you'll have a total of 5 rows. Now, I'm not going to do double crochet in each row. I'm going to show you right now. This is going to be the pain in the booty part because you're going to have to be flipping it back and forth. But flip your work and chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Your chain 3 will count as your first stitch. So this will be considered a front post. Now, you're going to do a back post double crochet and then a front post double crochet. So in all of your stitches, that's how it's going to be. Back post and then a front post. Back post and then a front post. So I will continue this the whole way till I get to the corner. Now when I get to the corner, whatever that corner is, if it's a front post, you do a front post and then you chain 3 and then work your following round the same exact way. Back post, front post, back post, front post, back post. Whatever your stitch is, you'll see it pop out like this. This will be a front post. This will be a back post. So again, back post, double crochet, and a front post, double crochet. So I will continue this for the next 4 rounds. I'll complete 4 total rounds of this, and when I'm done, then we'll do along the edging. See you back when I'm completed my 4 rounds. 5 rounds total, starting with this. So I finished I completed my bottom rows. Now we're going to do the same exact thing along the edging, but we're going to start right here at the corner. So you will snip your yarn. Okay, you don't want to carry that over because then you'll have like a rounded edge. So right here, let me zoom in for you. Sorry about that. Right here, right where I snip my yarn, I'm going to go into there. I'm going to attach my yarn and then chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to put a double crochet leading up all the way across this bottom, just like that. Yours will vary because, you know, depending on how many rows you did. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then right here 6. Okay, and then right here I have my 3 stitches. I'm going to put it into that last stitch. I'm going to skip this chain 1 space, put 1 double crochet in each of the 3 stitches, and then again skip that chain 1 space. So that's how I'm going to do this the whole way, just like we did here. The whole way across, you go into every stitch, skipping that chain 1 space. So go into every stitch and then across the top and down to the other side and do the same thing over here. And then we're going to continue this again. But when I reach here, when I reach on this side, I'll get back to you so we can start doing the edging, the back post part. But you want to have the same amount of stitches. So this chain 1 will count as stitch. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches total there. So you want to remember your stitch count along this side so you can have the equal amount on this side. Okay? So whatever you have here, you want to space it out equally over on this side as well. So I have 7. I'll put 7 along here too. Well, actually, I'll put the 6 and then the chain 3, which will be the 7. Okay? So that's what you're going to be doing. So I'll finish up this side all the way around and I'll meet you back when I am here. Okay, I'm all done. I crocheted my edging. I did the whole way around. And look how pretty that looks. I just love how it makes this really pop. But like I said, you do not have to do, you can do this all solid if you preferred. So, since the edging is all done of our cardigan, now it is time to do our sleeve. Now, I did do one of the sleeves to show you how we're going to do it. Now, this is what the sleeve will look like now. If you wanted to, you can leave this just like this and have a nice flowy sleeve that is perfectly fine and super, super, super cute. Because when I tried this one to see what I wanted to do, I thought, oh my goodness, I really love how that flows. It was just so nice, but I wanted a more cinched in little cuff. So that's what we're going to do today. So, but again, you can do whatever floats your boat or flaps your wings, whichever you prefer. Either way, it's going to look so gorgeous no matter what you do. You can't go wrong with these types of cardigans. You could do like whatever. So there's that. So this is what we are going to do. Now, normally I would knit my cuff because I love a knitted cuff. I don't know what it is, but just like my hats, I love a knitted brim. But I recently learned this a few months back. I was making my husband a hat, and it called for doing like this, and I thought, oh my goodness, I really like that. So this is what we're going to do today. This is all single crochet in the back loop, but I'm going to show you how we do this. But it does give you that nice look and stretch that I love with a knitted cuff or brim. Okay, so this is going to be a really nice alternative for those of you that don't know how to knit, or would prefer the whole thing to be crocheted over knit. Have like no-shay, knit and crochet added. But look how nice that is. Oh, I really love this. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So again, I chose to do the same color that I did the outer of my cardigan, but you can do solid if that's what you prefer. So let me turn this all around and we'll get started. I will say that we're going to change hook size here. We're going to be using our 4.5 millimeter crochet hook, and that is going to do our cuff of our sleeve. So let me press pause and get this all situated. See you back in a hoot. Alrighty, I'm ready. Have my yarn ready, my hook. So it does not matter where you begin, or for this, I'm just going to begin right around here. Here's our 3 double crochets. So right here in that first one, I'm going to, let me zoom in for you. Right here in that first one, I'm going to attach my yarn. And then I'm going to chain 1. That will count as your first single crochet. So now these next 2 double crochets, we're going to single crochet them both together. So then you have 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, because you single crochet these 2 together. So that's what we're going to do in all the double crochet clusters. Going to single crochet that first one, and then single crochet the 2 together, skipping that chain 1 space, single crochet that first one, and then single crochet the 2 together. Again, skipping that chain 1 space, single crochet the first one, and then single crochet 2 together. So I'm going to do this the whole way around my cuff until I get to the beginning. Now for my cuff, because I did 19 rows when I did this, it gave me that perfect sleeve. If you needed to be decreased more, then you would do another decrease row, and then do the second part of the cuff. But I only needed to decrease 1. So if you had the same amount of rows as I did, and I did 19, then you would just need to do 1 decrease row. And that's again, whoops, the single crochet the first one, the next 2 stitches decrease, skip that chain 1 space, single crochet in that first stitch, decrease the next 2, okay, single crochet 2 together. So again, I'm going to go the whole way around, and I will meet you back when we're here. See you in a hoot. Okay, so I ran into the seam part where I seamed my 2 pieces together. So as you can see, there's this part, and then there's 3 stitches. So you're going to count that as a chain 1 space. Skip over that and go in to that first stitch, and then you're just going to do your single crochet together, and then you're right back there at the beginning. Slip stitch into that first single crochet, and then we'll just chain 1. So that's all you're going to do. I just wanted to show what you would do if you reach that same spot that I did. That's all. Alrighty, so to get our cuff, we're going to chain 16 total. So I just did 1. So now we're going to do 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, which would be 16 total because we just chained up. We just chained up 1. Now, I felt like this was a nice cuff. If you wanted a longer cuff, then you would just chain up more. You could do, I don't know, 20. You could even do 30 if you really wanted to like chain up more and do like a nice fold over. You can do that. But I just chained up the 15. So the cuff just lays right here on my hand, on my wrist, okay? But again, if you wanted to do more, then you would do more. So let me press pause and then zoom in a little bit more so you can see this. Okay, so in every stitch you're going to go in and you're going to put 1 single crochet working down your chain. Now you skip the first chain, so when you're done with this you will have a total of 15 chains or single crochets. So just the whole way around down. Okay, I did all of my 15 chain. Now you're going to see this next spot. You're going to slip stitch into that next spot. Sorry about that. I had to get my strands in order. There we go again. Okay. And then into this next spot, we're going to single crochet and then turn. And so now we're starting our second row of our single crochets up. You're going to go into the back loop only, and you're going to single crochet in each stitch up that chain in the back loop only. The last one, I always do both loops. So in that the last stitch, you're going to do 1 single crochet. And that just gives you like a nice flat edge. And I don't know, I just like the look of it. Now you're going to chain 1, pull some yarn, and turn this into that first stitch again, 1 single crochet. And then down along 1 single crochet in the back loop only. Again, at the end of this, you should have 15 or as many stitches as you chained up, you should have. Okay. Now, since that was a row, you'll have this stitch right there. You're going to slip stitch into that one. Now, to get into your next row, you're going to single crochet into that next stitch, turn, and then again start single crocheting the whole way up. And then you can start seeing your little ridges build from going into the back loop only. That's that first, last stitch, one single crochet, and you see it just gives you like a nice little edge. Now chain one into that first stitch, again single crochet, and then one single crochet in each of the back loops only, the whole way down. And if you don't like this cuff, you can go ahead and do the same thing that we did here. And that will be a really pretty cuff as well. I've done that a few times. And I really do like that. And with the smaller hook, it will still cinch in nicely, especially with taking these stitches in. Okay, so again, now you can see that's where we started. So you're going to go into that second one and slip stitch, and then you're going to start your next chain. And that's all you're going to do. You're going to do this the whole way around. When I get here, I'll show you how we do our last row and put these together. So I'm going to finish this doing the whole way around, and I will meet you back when I'm here. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I just single crocheted into my last little stitch there. Now you can go up and then you can go down and attach it, but I do it this way. So I line up my two, and then in the back loop of each, well, this is going to be our first one, so this isn't going to have a back loop. So you can get that first loop, okay, and then you're going to get the back loop and slip stitch, okay? So that's all you're going to do. Slip stitch into each stitch. Just like we did with the single crochet, you're going to go up, get your loops, get your loops, get your back loop, and then slip stitch it. And then the last one, and then that's it. Then you'll Get a long enough tail to sew it in and, you know, weave in your ends really good. But then that's it. And then there you have it. Your cuff. And then see where we stitched it up? It just looks like another little ridge and looks really, really nice. Even on the inside. So if you wanted to, you could do this in reverse. But there you go. There's your little cuff. And like I said, this cuff goes to right here on me. Like right there at my wrist. But if you wanted it longer, you can do it longer. So then you can do like a cute little fold over or whatever. But I just wanted like a nice little dainty cuff. Just a small little cuff, that's all. But I love how it curves in like that. And it just looks so, so, so nice. So here is the cardigan fully done. Except for the pockets. That's optional, which we will do here in a moment. But I just wanted to there we go. Look how pretty that is. And that little peep show in the back. Oh, that is just so pretty. So the next two steps are optional. The buttons that we're going to be adding on along the bottom. And then the pockets as well. I mean, if you want, this could be it. This, you know, your cardigan could be done. But we are going to now add the pockets. So you want to weave in all your ends if you haven't done so. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Weave it in all my ends. And then get ready to get our pocket put on for our cardigan. And then I'm just going to do the 3 buttons. And then that's it. Our cardigan will be finished. And look how pretty that is. If you don't, I mean, I love color, of course, I said this before, so that's why I chose these colors, and it just really pops, especially on the cooler days. Like I said, this can be for a summer night. You know, if you're near the beach, it gets cooler. You can even do this in lighter weight material. The Echo Brights does have a little bit of weight to it, but surprisingly, this isn't as heavy, you know, and especially with that granny stitch. You have those air holes that really are breezy that you can definitely throw this over top of a tank top and still be cooled off. Not on super hot summer days, but the cooler nights, this would be really, really nice for. But this can be your all year round cardigan. This can definitely do that for you. But yeah, but just think of all the many different styles that you can make with this back here. You know, you can do whatever you want in the back just to give it that extra little oomph, right? So, all right, enough of me talking. I just love how pretty it looks. So let me get everything ready for our next part, and that will be our pocket. See you back in a hoot. Alrighty, so for my square, I just trimmed the outside. I just did a quick little granny stitch in all the third stitches, but in between the 5 double crochets, I just did 3, and then this one has 2. So that's optional for you. You don't have to do that, but I just did because I thought that would be a cute little standout pop for the pocket, and then it would also tie in with this along with the back. So I'm going to lay it out to where I want it to be, and then I'm going to give myself, if you can see, let me zoom in. So you can see right here, there's 1 row and then 2 rows. So on that second row, at the very bottom, that's where I'm going to line this up at. Okay? You can see right there. So I gave myself 2 little rows. Now you don't have to do that. You could probably do it that way. You know, you lay it where you wanted to lay it, but I did it like that. Or I'm going to do it like that. And then I'm going to go right across the bottom. So right here, I laid it so that's how I'm going to stitch this up this side, stitch it up the bottom, and then stitch it up this side. This, remember, is going to be open for your hand to go through. So lay out your sweater, stretch it out, lay it out nice and flat, get it folded, and then measure out where you want your pockets to go, and then line it up, pin it down, and then you're going to stitch along the side. But this just gives you a nice little, you know, even, well, almost even on either side. Because if you think about it, this will go to the back, so then you have 2 right there and then 2 right here. So that's how I'm going to put this pocket on. And now all I'm going to do is just going to stitch it like this the whole way up this side. Well, I'll probably start here. So go downwards, across, and then up, and then secure that really good. So yeah, and then I'm going to leave, so I'm going to stitch these 3 stitches down on this side, leaving the chain space and those 3 stitches alone. So that way you have that nice little pocket opening. Okay, so that way your hand can go through, but this is secure down, and then this side is secure down. Hope that makes sense for putting your pocket on. So I'm going to go do that on both sides of my cardigan, and then we'll be back to do the buttons. So I will see you back in a hoot when I'm done sewing on my pockets. I have my pockets sewn on, and that's how they look. Really, really cute. So now, again, this is optional. You don't have to do it. I just thought that it would add like a cute little accessory to the sweater. I mean, of course, they're going to be usable, but you don't have to. So what I'm doing is I'm counting. I have my little ridges here. I'm counting 1, 2, and 3. And then right on that 4th one, I'm going to put a button. I have these wooden buttons. You can use whatever buttons you have. I was going to do owls. Duh. But I have like these, but they were too tiny. And I thought, well, I'll make another one, because I'm going to make one with like a little owl motif on the back. And then I'll use those buttons for there. But now, so like I said, you go 1, 2, 3, and then right between 4 and 5 is where the button's going to go. So now I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So on the 7th and the 8th one, I'm going to put another button. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then my 3rd button will go right there. Can you see that really good? So that's how I'm going to lay my buttons out. You can do 2. You can do 1 and just have like 1 in the middle. Or you can do none. But I just thought this would just give like a cute little accessory, you know, look to, I don't know. I just thought it was cute. I love buttons on cardigans. I just think they just add something special. They just look so cute. And so I really like the wooden buttons. So I'm going to sew these on again. I counted up 1, 2, 3. And then in between 4 and 5, I put the first one. And then I counted 6 of the front post ridges, and then 7 and 8 I'm going to put my button, and then again 6, and then right on the 7th and the 8th I'm going to put my button, and then we'll come over here and we'll do the little strap, because that's how I'm going to do. I'm going to do a little strap, and I'll show you that part. But let me sew these on. So I will see you in a hoot. Okay, so my buttons are sewed on. And let me zoom in just a little bit so you can see what is going on here. So right here, you want to really lay it out flat so you can get this good. I sewed it right in between those 2 posts. The reason why I did that was because so that way I could attach my yarn to this post, chain up, and then I could attach it back to there. So I'm going to show you right now how I do that. So right here, I'm going to slip stitch And then I'm going to chain up. I'll do 8 first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do 10. 9 and 10. Yeah, that's perfect. So then you chain up 10. And then right in that second post, you're going to go to the end of that and then slip stitch. Now you have to really weave that in good. But right there you have your loop that will go around your button. See? So, and then it just keeps those posts together and lined up nicely. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'll show you once more. I'll just scoot this down a little bit. Oops, I'm so sorry. Okay. So right here, we have our 2 posts. So right here in that front post, I'm going to slip my yarn, and now I'm going to chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops. 9 and 10. Now right here, there's that first post. Here's that second one. I'm going to slip stitch into the bottom of that one and snip my yarn long enough that I could really weave that in good. You do not want that getting loose on you. And then there I go with my second loop. So I'm going to finish up the last one and then I will get back to you. See you in the hoop. Okay, and that is it. We're done. The buttons are all sewn on. The little loops are all sewn on. You can loop it there. I just think it just gives it an extra touch, even though we have our beautiful motif, you know, design going on right there. I just think it just gives that little extra oomph to it. But that is it. The cardigan is all done in all of her glory. I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I really hope that I did it justice and that you're able to follow along and create your very own. If you do, please tag me in it on Instagram. I'll have that link down below for you so that way I can see your beautiful work that you created. I can't wait. I really and truly hope. The sky is the limit with this one. You can do so many different things, so many different colors, so many different, add a hoodie to it, whatever floats your boat. You can even make this longer. How beautiful would that be as like a full-blown drapey cardigan? So again, sky's the limits. Let your wings flap. So again, I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial. Hope you're having a hooterific day. Hootin' out. Bye.